Alrighty. Howdy, y'all. SinDarkFatez here, and I'm very excited to be running Ed and Eddy, the Mis-Edventures for y'all. The last time they've shown up at a GDQ was at SGDQ 2016 by Konosumi. Granted, that was any percent. We're going to be running all scams, which means more Eds and more cartoons for y'all. And as you can also call me Double D, by the way, as you can see by my amazing cosplay. But would the other Eds like to introduce themselves?
Hi, yeah, I'm Ed #1, aka Jaxler. I'm a huge fan of this game, and also SinDark, well, maybe not #1 fan, maybe people would fight me on that, but big SinDark fan here.
Hi, I'm Ed 2, I'm CarterKirby. I have no idea what I'm doing here. I'm the former world record holder in all 3 major categories for this game, and mark my words, I will get them back. 90% is just a really hard category, okay? It's really difficult, all right? I'll be the second co-commentator here, and our third and our special guest today, please welcome Plank!
Let's go!
Yeah, huge shouts to Johnny for letting us borrow Plank, by the way.
Thank you, Johnny.
Alrighty. But so the time will start once we select continue without saving. But before we do that, Satan, we gotta know, are we having some big heads or some small heads?
By an absolutely overwhelming number. I just want to shout this out. Over $11,000 were raised for Big Head. So we are going to be using Big Head.
Big head, big head, big head, big head, big head, big head.
Alrighty. Well, with that, we can start the countdown. So the run shall start in 3, 2, 1, go! Alrighty, so the Mis-Edventures is a 3D tag team action platformer that was released on PC, Xbox, GameCube, and PS2. We're playing on the PC version just because it has the fastest loads. And right now we're seeing the main mechanic of this game, the Ed formations. There's 3 unique Ed formations for each of the Eds. And right now we're going to be unlocking Big Head. So we have to kill this chicken, but we're going to get rid of this red squirrel just so he doesn't interrupt us while we're doing that. I'll just chase the chicken around and then throw the chicken so hard that they explode. Then we grab the Easter egg. Then we're gonna up the menu to it. So this is what y'all got. Here's some big heads.
Big head, big head, big head.
Thank you, chat.
All right. So Jackson, do you want to explain what all scams is?
Yeah, so each of the scams in the game are sort of the names for the different missions, right? Each of the scams being modeled after essentially what feels like an episode of the show. And there's 2 bonus scams that we can unlock by doing dig a hole, dig a hole. And there's one of these sandboxes in each of the 6 sort of main story scams, right? And so by getting 3, in the first 3, we'll unlock Edzilla, which is a bonus scam, and we'll unlock Robotic Ranch, which is the second one by getting the 3 costume pieces in the back half. So that one's really easy right there, but because we need to get those costume pieces, it will cause some very interesting strat and routing implications as a result. We're also seeing the different strengths of each of the Ed boys, Double D being able to use a slingshot, which we will exploit very heavily over the course of the run. So we're in Scam 1. So Carter, what are we up to in this episode?
So in this episode, named Cool Your Ed, we have to get ice cubes to power Rolf's meatball machine. We got any Rolf fans in here?
Woo!
All right.
Awesome.
So we got to pick up these squirrels and throw them in the windows. Now, where these squirrels run is RNG. You want them to be as close to the window as possible because Ed moves slowly when he picks up something. So you want them to be close because that's faster. And we need to save time because we got to get to that meatball machine quick. And now we're going to be heading up to the final section of RNG in this scam because this game is full of RNG. It's a very heavy reset point, especially at a top level. And with these pigs, you want them to be as close to the pen as possible. Sometimes that first pig right there in the corner can run in, but he's at a bad angle, unfortunately. So we're going to be picking them up, throwing them in. We're going to be in this little like zigzag pattern here to stun them, which is...
Yeah, you can throw one pig at another, and it'll stun the one that's up ahead. But the first 2 here are not too uncooperative.
What are y'all doing to Waddles? This seems mean.
Well,
no, it's okay. We're helping.
We're helping Rolf because we let the pigs escape so we can use his ice machine now.
We created an artificial problem and we sold Rolf the solution, essentially.
I'll be
we're done with the first level. First level's done. Yeah, so really short first scam here. But now we're coming into Pin the Tail on the Ed. So the plot of this scam is it's Jimmy's birthday party, but obviously the Ed boys didn't get invited. That's cringe, so we're gonna fix that. We're gonna do our first Trample Ed clip where we're gonna activate the Trample Ed transformation and then take damage from the toxic goo. This is gonna clip Eddy out of bounds. And from here, we can run into a checkpoint trigger, void it out on purpose, and we'll end up on the other side of that room. Very well done.
Woo!
if you don't get that set up first try, those toxic waste barrels will actually move out of the way, and also the goo on the ground will despawn, making it so you have to reload the scan to try that again. So very, very good job. You're also gonna, oh wow, that rat is kind of vibing. So we're using the Batarette a lot here as far as movement is concerned. I like to jokingly say that it controls almost like a speedboat out on the lake, where it's almost like very wide snaking turns. So it takes a lot of effort to actually be able to move around in this game consistently and not bonk into things, because the bonking animation is really long.
Coming up, we're going to be having one of our first major skips of the run. This is Sewer Clip that saves about a minute, and we are, in fact, going to get a very special appearance for like 2 seconds of our special guest, Plank. He's going to show up for like 2 seconds. Who's excited to see Plank?
Woo!
All right, can you see him?
Yeah, he was right there.
Right there. And we're
Good
not
job,
going to
buddy.
be seeing Plank again. So we're going to be doing another Trample Ed damage clip. We're going to be grabbing this rat, and with a visual cue, SinDark is going to be putting Eddy into the wall here. And then he will switch to the Tower of Eddy formation and bring the rest of the Eds with him through the wall.
That should be good.
Yep.
Nice, very well done. That's a really tough clip. And so that's what's really tricky about a lot of the strats in this game, is it's pretty easy to get one Ed out of bounds, but you need the other Eds in order to access these formations. So a lot of the times, you have to find ways to get the other Eds with you, which can be really tough. And then coming up right here, we might, if we're lucky, we'll get something called a Pinata dupe. Unfortunate, yeah. Don't forget to check your Pinata for cats, by the way. Also, round 2 of Dig a Hole, Dig a Hole!
I do encourage the crowd to join in on that whenever you see a sandbox and Ed starts digging.
All right,
I would also encourage chat to join in. Do we want to remind chat how many scams there are?
There are 8 scams total, which means we're going to... Chat, every time you send Satan $8, we're going to rerun the Dig a Hole thing, okay?
That's
I've been
right.
practicing this voice all week. Please, I need this.
$8 donations and put them towards Garrus so that we can dig a hole. Dig a hole.
So right here, we're going to be hopefully going for a strat where we
All right, we
hit
got it.
Marie early with... Yeah, make sure if your fridge is running, check the
beehive.
Check
all
the
right?
beehive.
They may have relocated there.
And that's scam 2. Very well done.
So what we were doing there is that the blue Kinker sister Marie has to run to a set spot to get hit by the pinata. But if you hit her before she reaches her set spot, she won't go to her next spot. She'll just go and finish in her first spot. And in the second spot she goes to, there's no pinata to hit. So if we get her set back into the first spot, it's much faster. Now we're in scam 3. Must be something I add. So in this scam, the candy store is giving out free jawbreakers.
Woo! Woo!
So we gotta hurry our way there, and we were in the wrong backyard, so we have to get to, the correct backyard and all the way to the candy store.
All right, number 3. Here we go.
Dig a hole!
Dig a hole!
And that's gonna give us our final costume piece for Edzilla!
Let's go, yeah. So we're gonna do another trample egg clip here with these red swirls. If it's gonna, oh my goodness.
Yeah, I did that first one a little bit late.
He's gonna be using a visual cue here.
Yeah, these squirrels are
That was a
rude,
bit late.
despicable. So we're using the iframes here as well to try to set this up.
Oh,
Not
it
quite
was-
there. This squirrel is having a moment right now.
Look at this, a couple more shots.
Yeah, so the goal of this trample egg clip, you're supposed to get all of these stuffed animals that somebody stashed up in the trees with the Tower of Eddy clip. This scam in general is kind of the one. You might honestly want to go and reset that squirrel low-key. I think it's having a moment.
Oh, I don't know why Ed's going at an angle when I'm doing the... If we want to, we'll try that.
Yeah, we'll go
Yeah,
ahead.
we have time for one donation or two.
Yeah, we'll go ahead.
We have a wonderful one. We've got $5,000 from Anonymous. Let's go. No comment, but guess what that does do? It means I am Garrus Vicarian is to almost $10,000 raised. So chat, let's get that to 10K as soon as possible. Thank you.
We can do one more.
Awesome. We've got $25 from Anonymous who says, life has many speed tricks, Ed boys. Shout out to my wife. I love you, sweet pea, less than 3. Please support trans rights, support your neighbor, and support this amazing event.
Are we doing it again? Dig a hole!
Dig a hole! Yeah, so even though we already have the costume piece, like doing that like dig a hole is kind of like part of the setup. That looks a lot
There we
better.
There we go.
All right, Plank, would you like to describe this next section? It's okay, buddy. Take your time. Okay, so if you didn't hear what Plank said, we're going to be traversing this little obstacle course section. Then we're going to be doing a fun little tractor skip. And this is a very unique trick we're going to do here in a minute. So usually you got to use the trample, Ed, and go around a little section and activate a tractor with Double D's smartness, which you use to activate things. We saw it in Scam 2 a little bit. But you can do a sequence break if you run with Eddy on top of Double D and just make it up onto the second platform, as the game does like to disable you from just trampoletting again. However, you can just bypass that with certain movements, and we're going to see that right here. So,
Yeah, so we're going to try to position Double D in the corner here, have Eddy go on top, and hopefully run off the top of his dome. And there we go, second try, nice. That's a lot harder than it looks, because when you try to jump on top of Double D, like it's really easy to accidentally push Double D out of the way. And then we got the Kevin, the greatest cutscene in video game history coming up here in a second that will show off just a very important voice line. If you know, you know.
Those who know.
If you don't,
We're
well,
about to
there you
find
go.
out.
time to meet Shovel Chin.
Well, if it isn't
Dorkin' dorky.
Oh, great. Ladies and gentlemen,
Shovel
Shovel
Chin.
Chin. Yeah! All right, this is going to be our first Batarad clip of the run. So you can bonk with the Batarad. However, like when you run into something, you can bonk. However, if you angle it very specifically, you can clip some characters out of bounds just like that. That's the first part of the trick. We have to do one more to get back in bounds and skip about a 2-minute long minigame where we throw basketballs at trash cans. Trust me, you don't want to do that. Trust
It's
me.
so slow. It takes forever. Also, I really love the animation where after the bonk, Eddy is just like flat like a pancake. There's no reason for it to look like that. Like, how does that make any sense? Like, I don't know, but I love it. And then for the end of this section, all you need is Double D to activate the door and then walk into the cutscene trigger for the second half of Scam 3, and then you're good to go. So something very unfortunate will befall Eddy here. These are some cursed jawbreakers, and now he's got the cheese touch. So if he looks at anybody, they're gonna laugh at him. We're gonna jump in the cardboard box and back. This is going to manipulate the dog so that we get this huge damage boost. And in this entire second half of the scam, you're kind of expected to stealth around by using the Tower of Eddy to break line of sight. But the line of sight on a lot of these characters is very narrow. Oh, yeah, Plank mentioned. So thankfully, Plank doesn't have eyeballs. There's gonna be one trick that we'll be going for towards like the middle of this section, where we're gonna try to grab a paint can to like from far away to avoid like activating a cutscene. But we're just gonna mostly be doing batter ed movement through the rest of this. So Satan, the floor is yours here till the end of Scam 3.
Oh, absolutely. First of all, I just want to mention I'm seeing so many dig-a-holes, and I'm saving them for a bit of a longer stretch later, so keep them coming. $8 to dig a hole. But for now, let's get some love for our wonderful runner. We've got $10 from Lori D. Bunnykins, who says, SinDark! I don't even know how to put into words just how proud I am of you for finally making to the stage with one of the coolest speed games I've ever seen. You are an incredible person, and I'm glad we got to spend most days talking to each other. Best of luck on the one. Also,
Thank you.
Hondo race?
Oh, for sure.
Love you, Lori.
Those who know.
Got time for one more?
Oh, yes.
All right, we got $15 from Vane, who says, Sin, I'm so happy to see you get your chance on the stage. I would gladly trade all my jawbreakers every chance I'd get to be able to be here if I had to, but I gladly don't have to do that. Love from the back couch.
Well, thank you. All right, we're going to be heading into our first bonus scam. It's going to be Edzilla, as we mentioned earlier, as we made Edtropolis, but something just snaps something inside of Ed, and he just, becomes Edzilla. So we just have to destroy buildings on these islands. The first one will have 17, the second one will have 40, the third one will have 80. Right for that first island, we just skipped a cutscene trigger introducing the army bases, which are just the enemies of these levels. We're going to do another one here to where we'll be avoiding the hospitals here. I do apologize if I do destroy any hospitals during this part, but if you want to join that, $8 train, you're more than welcome to. And speaking of that $8 train, Satan, this would be a great spot for some more donos.
Oh yeah, I was waiting for this. So we've got $8 from Ed, Dig, and Eddy, who says, this hole is cool, I dig it.
Dig a hole! dig a hole.
We got $8 from Darth Ursus, who says, dig a hole.
Dig a hole.
We got $8 from the Knight who goes, nee, who says, dig a hole.
Dig a hole.
And we've got $80 from Uncle Dave, who says, dig 10 holes. And trans rights.
Dig a hole, dig a hole, dig a hole, dig a hole, dig a hole.
Oh, they're really doing it 10 times.
Dig a hole, dig a hole, dig a hole, dig a hole.
Let's go. Keep that coming, chat, and remember to assign those donations to I Am Garrus Vicarian if you'd like. We each have just eclipsed $10,000 on that. Let's go. But that does mean we still have $40,000-ish left to meet it. And we just saw the best cutscene in video game history, so let's see the second best with Garrus Vicarian. All right, let's do it. Now, we had some more love for our amazing runner. $5 from Laszlo, who says, Ed and Eddy are my favorite chuds. Keep crushing it, SinDarkFatez.
Wow.
We've also got $100 from CarterKirby's dad.
Whoa.
Yo.
Who says, amazing to watch this event. Takes me back to watching Saturday morning cartoons and watching you play this and speedrun. So glad you were able to get to this event. Great job, GDQ. Great job, runners and commentators. Keep up the great work and enjoy the rest of the event. And yum, Jawbreakers.
Thanks, Dad.
All right, to explain this boss fight, this is the Cankerator. As Shrunken said, we have to throw 10 Chunky Puffs, and what you just saw me do right there is that every time I throw a Chunky Puff, if I just simply just go to the left and just mash jump, it'll just break the tracking of the fight. Granted, we've only seen one of her attacks. She has a ground pound and she has a kiss. We would prefer the kiss because it's easily avoidable.
I don't think I've seen you get the kiss this entire week.
Oh, there we go. There's a kiss. Thank you.
Me when I lie.
Commentators curse, but in a good way.
W.
What would we call that? The commentator's blessing?
Commentator blessing a Thoth. I don't know. But while we're finishing this up here, we probably got time for like 2 more donations.
Absolutely. More dig a hole. $50 from YD95, who says, dig a hole.
Dig a hole.
And $8 from Just Mike, who says, dig a hole.
Dig a hole.
Keep those coming. The hole is getting deeper and deeper. Can we get to the other side of the world?
Yeah,
I know
just
that's an Ed and Eddy plot. Also, if you want to donate with your favorite Ed and Eddy plots, I have not seen the whole series, so if you lie to me, I'm not going to know. Just putting that out there.
Probably will.
Do we got time for more?
Probably one more.
Okay, sounds good. We got $10 from Perk, who says, what happened to the intended game mechanics? SinDarkFatez took them down because I am grounded. Thank you.
All right, so that's Edzilla taken care of. Now we're going to head into Scam 4. This is probably the scam that is the most different in the all scams category. Since Konasumi's 90% run nearly 10 years ago, a new trick was found called Goat Float, which essentially allows you to no-clip float all the way from the start of the scam to nearly the very end. And it's really difficult and really inconsistent. But luckily, we don't have to worry about that, because if we were to do that trick, we would be bypassing the dig a hole that we need to do in this level in order to unlock the second bonus scam. So we get to show off all sorts of cool tricks that you really kind of got lost to time in the any percent route, which is really wild to see. We're also going to be, you'll see this a lot with Double D's projectile attack, where we're going to be sniping some things in advance, and it's going to look like it didn't do anything, but we hit the target, and it will just activate when the Eds get close enough to it, essentially. And then coming up here, we're going to be seeing another example of a batter ebb clip. This is probably one of the trickier ones, simply because when you get next to this gate, it flips the camera on you. You're supposed to do a bunch of stuff here. It's been a decade since I've played this game casually. But we got that one first try. We're going to use Double D to bring the rest of the Eds through, and nicely done just like that. It's worth noting as well in a task setting. Yeah, let's clap for that.
Woo!
And then, Carter, do you want to talk about how we're going to skip this next minigame?
Okay, yeah, so this next minigame, we're supposed to play Whack-A-Jimmy. You can probably guess what we're doing. We're gonna whack Jimmy's head, but we don't want to abuse Jimmy more than we already need to. So we're gonna do a first-person clip, and by the way, photo sensitivity warning for this, as we are going to see some flashing camera angles. So we're gonna position Ed here, and with Double D's first person, we are going to push Ed through the gate, as the game doesn't really want the two to, merge together. So it kind of gives Ed a subtle little push. Sometimes it can go up, down, left, right. But here, if you angle him just right, you can get him right through the gate and skip about this, 60, 90-second long minigame.
All right, there we go.
Just like that.
Nice. And then we do that with Ed as well, so we can use the batter Ed to bring him through, which immediately gets us moving into a faster movement. And here we go, y'all. Dig a hole! Dig a hole! And then from down here, we're gonna go ahead and snipe those 2 targets. That one in the back, it actually does, it is close enough to activate. Again, me when I lie. And then instead of waiting for the other Eds to jump up here, we just summon them with the Tower of Eddy. Again, we're just trying to manipulate the AI and preventing it from doing inconvenient things as much as possible. But speaking of AI manipulation, we got a really cool trick coming up, right, Carter?
Yeah, so we're going to be positioning the Ed to do a very specific motion to get Eddy to jump over a fence to save 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, there's a bunch of fuse boxes you're supposed to grab in order to open this gate. But hopefully if this works.
It's a very tricky setup, and he made that look
first
easy.
try.
Woo!
That is a really hard strat.
Seriously, that is so much harder than it looks.
So essentially what's happening there is because Eddy is running on top of Dumble D, the game thinks that Eddy is stuck. And so normally you can't jump when you're on top of one of the Ed boys, but if it's controlled by the AI, it will jump to try to get itself unstuck from wherever it is. So with that camera angle, we actually prevent Eddy from turning around towards the other Eds in time, sticking him on the other side of that wall. And now we're doing the race with Kevin. Kevin has no chance. So Satan, the floor is yours until the end of this section here.
Absolutely. We have so much dig a hole. $64 from Clockwork Starling, who says dig a hole 8 times.
Dig a hole, 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 dig a hole.
And we have $25 from Plank, who says dig, and I cannot stress this enough. A hole!
Dig a hole, dig
Thank you,
a
Plank.
hole. Thanks, Plank.
Thank you, Plank, and give him a little pat on the head. He deserves it, all right? He's been doing great today.
Thank you, Plank. We've got $5 from Konasumi, who says, that's my horse!
Let's
I
go
am
right
so
there.
happy to see this game.
Kona, we miss you.
CDQ.
Thank you so much for donating, dude.
Shoutouts to you, Sin, and everyone else in this community for supporting this awesome speed game for over 10 years. Aww.
Yeah, Konasumi, like we said, absolute legend. Did the SGDQ 2016 run of this game. All right, here we go. Scam 5, by far the most broken scam in the game. Normally, it's a giant scavenger hunt where you have to get a bunch of random doohickeys for the Kanker sisters. But with very precise positioning and mashing the interact button with Double D, we can completely skip this entire scam. Okay, so this, would you say it's a frame perfect input for the interact, or it's close, right?
No.
It's not that precise.
As long as you get the right angle, you can hit it like at any time before the fade out. Like you can hit it frame 1 as you jump, you can hit it like as it fully fades to black.
Yeah,
So.
and so what we're looking for essentially is if we hit the trick, you'll see, it'll look like Double D is like digging through like a scrap pile. That means we got the interaction, and then the scam will finish shortly after that.
So what's happening here is that usually the Kanker Sisters are blocking the path, and if you go near them, the death trigger will activate and you'll die. But the buzzsaw is always active that you need to activate the end of the level. So if you jump around the death trigger and operate on the saw while you die, you will complete the level before you die and skip the entire level. It's
Yeah.
really cool.
This is a pretty often point as well where like if the trick isn't going your way, this can kind of be a run killer sometimes too, so. Yeah, this trick is evil, but it is also like, even though like no matter how many times it takes, like it is so much faster than the rest of this level.
Yeah. That would be a good time to mention, I've been speedrunning this game since 2018, so.
Yeah.
And this skip has been around since then, and it has killed a lot of runs. It is a very, very difficult trick. It's very, very precise.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Yes, nice. We got it. And so here's the thing. We're not done yet. That was the hard part. There's another tricky part, which is really cool and exclusive to all scams, because we completed the scam, but we don't have the dig a hole yet. Dig a hole. So we need to go do that. So we're gonna do another first-person clip, but this time we're gonna do it with Eddy as the target of our slingshot. So we're gonna position Eddy in this corner, and hopefully, this one's a lot more consistent. It will sink Eddy into the floor, and this will put him in a really convenient spot out of bounds, where we can run in against this wall to activate a checkpoint trigger, then we'll void out, and we'll summon the rest of the Eds with us just like that. This is like so deep into the level, I don't even know where to begin. And then here we go, y'all. Dig a hole, dig a hole. And then as soon as we have the costume piece, we can quit out and make our way to the last of the main scams for what would be a normal any % run, which is Scam 6, which is low-key, by far the hardest.
Yeah, this is the longest in the game by far. So there are a lot of tricks here, and we're going to be seeing a lot of what we've seen before, and some new stuff here as well. We're going to be doing a damage clip with this dog. This one's very difficult, as this dog does twice the normal amount of damage, and he can hit you twice just like that. But
we got it first try. Let's go.
Nice.
That also saves about 3 minutes.
Yeah, this scam is enemy spam, the mission, and they do a lot of damage. So those blue orbs we're picking up, we're grabbing those for safety. No, how dare you? -1. And then right here, say hi to Johnny and Plank. And now say bye to Johnny and Plank.
Right on! Let's get an 07 for Plank and Johnny.
And so right here, you're intended to deactivate the electricity field here, but with a precise jump, you can actually snag this treasure map piece, but it's pretty tricky. And Eddy is in a very inconvenient location for this right now.
Yeah, you need 3 map pieces to get to the next
There we
part
go,
of the
nice.
scam. We're going to collect the first 2 in this first section here. It's a very long section. And we're going to be collecting the 3rd through another Victor fight. Who remembers Victor from earlier? You know, the goat that we fought? We're going to see him again later.
Literally the GOAT.
Exactly.
People have been saying this. It's me.
If you ask me who the true goat is, it's Plank, right? Right?
Yeah, that's my GOAT. If Plank has no fans, it means I am gone from this earth.
Oh, then he can't commentate Ed and Eddy, the Mis-Adventures.
I
on
know.
the SBQ couch.
It would be such a travesty. All right, so we got a little bit more movement, just kind of going through the intended portion of the chapter. The next treasure map piece we're gonna get, we need to sort of make use of the Tower of Eddy to get across and grab a totally real jawbreaker. But while we're getting there, so you probably have time for a quick donation too.
Intriguing.
Absolutely. We've got $10 from Sporter Games, who says,
Whoa.
less than 3 Eds. I think there's exactly 3 Eds. But thank you for your donation towards MSF. And we've got $10 from Beans, who says, I didn't realize this was a sandbox game.
+2, I guess.
I would say -1, but you are helping Doctors Without Borders.
I
so
want plus
we're-
many puns, actually, for MSF. Yes, yes, puns.
Man, not fair that I'm getting -1 for that.
Happens to the best.
All right, so this part is actually low-key really tricky because all these platforms with the mud on them are slippery. And if any of the Eds fall in, you instantly reset back to checkpoint. So this is an example where we're gonna see a couple more snipes with Double D. Just absolute legend. Go ahead and nail that one from a distance. Nice, we got it. And now we're just going to go ahead and make our way through here. Taking this pretty slow. In a task setting, you could actually batter Ed through all of these planks. Not this one, but these ones right here. But it's unbelievably impossible. But in a second here, we'll go ahead and grab, it looks like a jawbreaker, but it's actually a spider egg. Jimmy has a really rough time in this game. But when we do pick it up, we do actually move back through here a little faster. But we're just gonna be in Tower Eddy mode for a second. So Satan, if you'd like to chime in, that would be a great time.
Yep, more dig a hole. Yep. $80 from DD9K, who says, first time live at SGQ in person. Dig 10 more holes.
Dig a hole, 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 dig a hole.
Wonderful. And we've got $8 from Kakaru, I think, who says, diglet dig, diglet dig. Dig a hole, dig a hole, dig a hole.
Also right there, you can just push those boxes and use them as a platform. This section is so annoying casually, but again, it's similar to the end of the first half of Scam 3. All you need is Double D to activate the cutscene, which kind of takes us into the second Victor fight.
Yeah, that's just an oversight by the devs because you only need Double D for that section. You can load up the game and do it right now. It's actually really easy.
Yeah, and then right here, SinDark's going to be going for an animation cancel, essentially, allowing SinDark to essentially do 2 batter Eds in a row, allowing us to get through this fight a lot faster. That was really good.
Yeah.
And we didn't do the rematch. Thank the Lord.
So that text box defaults to yes if you want to rematch Victor. You will do that in 100%.
Nice.
What's kind of funny is that when you want to enter a level, the text box defaults to no. So now we're in the Kanker's hideout, as in this level, Eddy got Jawbreakers, but the Kanker sisters stole them, and that's why they were collecting the map pieces, because we had to find out where the Kanker sisters went, and now we are approaching them. And that would be the final boss normally in 90%, but since we're doing all scams, we're gonna have a bonus level after this. This is gonna be another damage clip. We're gonna be using the dog here, just like we did at the beginning of this level.
Yeah, and just look,
dig a hole!
Dig a hole!
That is our final dig a hole of a run. I am so sorry. I know, I'm sorry.
Well, unless y'all keep that $8 dig a hole train going, we've got a little bit more time left, y'all.
And by the way, Sin just hit that dog clip first try. That is one of the hardest tricks in the run.
Yeah, no, not even, like, this run just goes by so fast. It's so technical. Just huge shout out to the Ed and Eddy community for just finding all of these strats. Like, it's just so, especially on the PC version. The PC version likes to be a little finicky sometimes as well. So, like, just unbelievable that SinDark is able to pull off all of these tricks, like, consistently, like, first or second try. It's unbelievable.
I guess you could say that the PC version is a bit of a scam.
Okay,
+2.
+2, +2.
Thank you, finally. All right, so this is the final boss fight. We gotta use the Batarang a lot. We gotta pick up stuff with Ed and throw him at the pillars and knock him down with the Batarang. We're gonna be using Eddy's Stink Bomb here to stun this squirrel. You're actually taught this in Scam 1, but you don't really use it much. And we did that perfectly. We got 2 more pillars to go, and then it'll be the end of Scam 6. And we have 1 more bonus level after this, so we are starting to approach the end of the run here.
Yeah,
which is very
so
unfortunate.
this, the third and fourth, like, barrel throws can be really tricky and kind of chaotic because you're constantly getting hit with, like, the kiss DPS from the Kanker sisters, and they can kind of fan out their shots in a bunch of different directions, and it's pretty tough to deal with a lot of the times, especially when you're, like, this deep into a run that's already that difficult and on pace. I cannot believe that missed. You got a little wild.
That was too short. You know,
Prepare to meet your doom!
All right. There we go.
All right, so that is the end of Scam 6, but we are now on to our second bonus scam, which is the Robotic Rodeo. There's a third R in there somewhere. I don't remember what it is.
It's Rebel Robot Brain.
Rebel.
Everyone, I hope you all brought your spacesuits because you actually don't need them, actually. We're going to be totally fine. Also, rest in peace, Ed. We will be sadly missing him. If you want to, remember him, donate $8 for the dig a hole, but...
We will dig a hole in his stead.
can we do it right now?
We can do it later.
Yeah, well, no. We gotta get the train going. But this level is kind of interesting just because you can't have access to your transformations for most of it, right? So in this level, actually, Eddy's Stink Bomb transforms into an EMP, which is really good for stunning the enemies because they are really tough to deal with, and they provide a lot of support for Double D and doing science on all of these keypads. So we're gonna be, a lot of the times here, positioning the 2 Eds in such a way so that we can swap to the other one and prevent that. So right there, Eddy is being used as a bullet sponge right there so that we don't take damage. Also, we get a lightsaber now, which is awesome. And then we're just kind of positioning the sort of inactive Ed boy in such a way that they're not a liability and don't take forever to get back to us. But this is kind of a pretty chill moment of the run before we start making our way towards the true final boss of all scams. So, Satan, I'd say the floor is yours for, let's say 3 or 4 donations. We'll see how it goes.
Absolutely. We've got $100 from Marin.
Ooh.
Nice. Who says, the 2016 run got me into speedrunning, and now this run is my first in-person event. So happy to be here, and of course, dig a hole.
Dig a hole! I am not doing whatever
Yeah, I was about to say.
like 100 divided by 8 is.
Yeah, you can do the math and do it at home, but you know what else you can do at home? Donate towards Garrus Vicarian, because we are over $12,000 out of the $50,000 we need for that. So that is amazing progress, but chat, Mass Effect's not that far from now, and we only have a little bit of Mass Effect to meet that. So I know we're cutscene lovers here at the Ed and Eddy station, so y'all gonna meet the Garrus Vicarian cutscene too. He's pretty cool.
And
Donate to MSF.
We've saved Ed. He's back in our party.
So we lied. He never actually died, and the reason for that is because, did you all know that the cul-de-sac is actually purgatory?
The Purgatory Theory!
Ed and Eddy!
Purgatory Theory!
Ed and Eddy! Purgatory Theory! Ed and Eddy! Purgatory Theory! Ed and Eddy! Yeah, sorry. We had to.
We had to.
It was required by, not by law, I don't know, the bro code, whatever the closest...
The bro code!
Purgatory code. And by the way, 100 divided by 8 is 12 and a half.
How do you do a
Dig up.
half a dig?
Work.
Dig.
Dig.
Dig. We could just say dig.
Dig up.
We could just say diglet.
Dig. All right.
Exactly.
So now we have a little bit of batter ed movement back before we head into the final boss here. So there's a couple different attacks we can get here. We're gonna break this little generator thing here, and then we're just gonna vibe here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if y'all want to, we can start doing our outro right now.
Yeah,
Well,
because we're in a god spot. So I guess I'll just say huge shout out, SinDark. Thank you for being my friend, and also thank you for letting me be on not only this couch but also on other various times you have blessed the people with all scams and other online events. Again, want to give a huge shout out to Konasumi for just being the homie, one of my first friends in the speedrunning community, and just thank you all for tuning into the Cartoons block. Carter, go ahead.
I would also like to thank SinDark for inviting me onto the couch here. This is my first public marathon appearance in 5 years. So if that's...
Yeah.
And
I was about to say,
thank
time will
Konasumi
come
as well,
Oh, yeah.
because he got me into this run. The 2016 run really helped me with learning this game, and I would like to make an updated Any % tutorial. I feel like I've kind of become the face of this game because I've been speedrunning it since 2018.
Been speedrunning for half your life.
Non-stop.
All right, so one final hit.
All right, does anyone want to give a countdown?
3, 2, 1,
Time! Not too bad.
Still a 33 with us hanging out for shoutouts on my last hit, by the way.
Alrighty, for my shoutouts, I would obviously like to thank GDQ. It means a lot to me that you accepted this game. I'm sorry if I'm getting emotional.
It's okay, SinDark. Come
We
here.
love
come
you,
here.
Sin.
Come here. Come here.
We love you, Sin!
Come here. Come on. Come on.
It means a lot to me and the community that this game was accepted again. I'd like to shout out to LHS, also shout out to the Totally Normal podcast. And I'd like to thank a group of people who actually sponsored my event here. It wouldn't have been possible without them. I'd like to give a shout out to GZ, Vane, Ness, Satan, Marcy, Laszlo, Mouseress, aka my good friend Ricky, Sir Sneech, Dillcat, and Derek.
Thank you all so much.
Yeah, thank you all so much.
Am I allowed to do one more shout out here? Very special one. I would like to shout out Plank for being the best commentator today, all right? He did absolutely amazing. Can we get a Plank chant real quick? Plank, 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 Plank.